Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. This is the third talk in the blue zones. If you're not familiar, blue zones are 5 areas of the world, and some say that there are more than 5, but there's 5 highly researched areas in the world in Japan, Greece, Italy, Costa Rica, and California, where people do certain habits that allow them to live to 100 years old, and not just live to 100, but to thrive all the way to 100 and beyond. They can still exercise, their minds are active, they're well-rounded, and it's just a really good way to live. And I wanted to share on the different blue zones. So first I shared on Loma Linda, California, and then I shared on Sardinia, Italy. You can look at the last two. And this is another blue zone, and this is the Nicoya Peninsula, Costa Rica. Okay? That's a white chick accent right there. White chick, Costa Rica. I can't do it, but I'd like to try. Okay, so let's get into it, friends. Of course, I will include this in the description of the video. And I have the 2 other blue zones, which I'm going to cover this week. And on Saturday, I'm going to wrap it up with just 9 really good practices to imitate a blue zone, a way of living. So it says, who doesn't hope to live a long, healthy, happy life? Costa Rica, Nicoya Peninsula, home of Nasara, is fortunate to be one of the only 5 blue zones in the world. A blue zone is an area where residents enjoy an extraordinarily long, healthy lifespan. Residents of these unique locales often live to be over 100 years of age. Maybe there's more to Pura Vida, which I think just means pure life, right? Than we thought. Maybe. So one thing I just think, in some ways there's always a sense of if somebody else has it, there's not enough for us. It's really interesting how people do that. If those people won, how are we going to win? If those people are happy, how are we going to be that happy? If those people have recovery, can I have recovery? The thing is, there's always enough for everybody. There's more than enough for everybody to go around. And even though these blue zones may very well be expiring, we can recreate our own blue zone, We can have a community of blue zoners, okay? Maybe I'm going to start that. I might start a community where we imitate the blue zones. And I don't agree with it completely from the couple that we've already done. I mean, I'm not going to incorporate wine, even though I know it can be healthy. And I do want to remember that in Italy, the wine is different, right? Like we have to consider the compounds that go into that wine, or what it is about the plant-based, the grass-fed meat that they consume, and the small amount that they choose to. Like there's a lot of factors like that. I, as a recovering alcoholic, would not choose to participate in wine. I will never consume meat of any kind. Not knowingly, Okay, so blue zones of the world. And again, we'll go over those, but here it is. Not only is Nicoya Peninsula the only blue zone in Latin America, it is the largest in the world. Remember, Loma Linda had about 9,000. I don't think it said how many were in Italy. But here is the largest blue zone in the world. In hopes of learning the secrets of these long-lived elders, experts are actively researching what these areas have in common that support such incredibly long and healthy lives. While thousands of kilometers apart, these unique areas have specific characteristics of lifestyles that contribute to their unique longevity. And by the end of these 5 videos, we should be pretty well informed of what those choices are, that make them successful. So, blue zone tip number 1, slow down. So interesting, right? That's an interesting thing, though, about America. Yes, we're fast-paced, we're super engaged, we barely sleep, we're 24 hours. But how productive are we, right? I mean, just because you're seemingly busy doesn't mean you're more productive. So it says if you're lucky enough to spend some time in the area of Costa Rica, it is pretty easy to see that there is a slower pace of life compared to the increasingly fast-paced world. And I think of that when I visited Italy years ago, that in the middle of the day there was a siesta, and everything would just close down from 12 to 3. And people would just close down, calm down, take a nap, whatever. It did go until 2 or 3 in the morning, with activity, but yeah, they had a siesta. Don't get me wrong, hard work seems to be a constant throughout the culture, but there is a sense of if it doesn't get done today, relax, because it will still be there mañana, which of course is tomorrow. Time designated to rest is taken seriously. Lunch breaks, afternoon siestas, and Sundays are meant to put the work aside and recharge your batteries. Would that it be true, right? Like in other places in the world, women get a whole year off when they're pregnant to have that little kid and get their first year going, It's amazing how other countries honor time, and that is just not the case if you're in America. Blue Zone tip number 2, find your tribe. So again, community is so important, and I love that they call it a tribe. Connection to a family and community is another important commonality among all Blue Zone cultures. Family comes first, and multiple generations of families generally live with or near one another, spend time together, learn from and help each other. It is typical that children walk to school together, play outside together, and generally know and care for their neighbors. Lots of cousins together, right? Multiple generations unplug from digital distractions and enjoy each other's company. There is just so much beauty in that, right? I've been at different situations. I certainly remember as a child hanging out on Catalina Island and having, dare I say, what's it called when the pig is literally on the spigot, and I don't think it was a luau. Definitely a barbecue of some kind, but I just remember tons of families always coming together every Sunday for so many nights, and just this sense of community. I think of Mary and Joseph when they were on the road for days at a time, and Jesus would just run throughout, which is how he got lost, at that one point, and they literally looked for him for 3 days, and praise God they found him. But it's just this sense that everybody watches out for everybody. I grew up in a town like that, barefoot, doors unlocked. You can knock on anyone's door for whatever it was you needed. It was a really special time. So yeah, can it be captured again? Yes, but with intention. You would really have to work towards it, and people would be critical and probably call you a cult, right? But yay to be a vegan cult or a super healthy Blue Zone cult. Bring it on. Blue Zone tip number 3, connect with Mother Nature. So important. The natural setting of Costa Rica is a phenomenon. Locals enjoy a profound connection to nature that is increasingly rare throughout the world. They are surrounded by beautiful scenery and aren't scared to get dirty. Feel the sand in their toes, dive into salty blue oceans or the sweet water of a nearby river. God, I can literally hear the water just trickling right now. I can hear the ocean waves crashing. I'm so blessed to have had these experiences in my lifetime, Many people work outside and are lucky enough to breathe in the fresh air and soak up the sunshine daily. Leisure time is often spent surfing, swimming, hiking, fishing, and horseback riding. Reminds me of my childhood. Not only did I have much of this grace and with 11 kids in my family, my parents were so amazing to make it happen, but I was also like a Girl Scout counselor, and I got to do it that way. There was just ways. A lifeguard for swimming, like so many experiences, and I just love that the cells in my body recall this as I'm reading it. Blue Zone number 4, eat local, and that's just a good practice, right? Buy your stuff from local farmers. You don't need things in a frozen container for 18 months and then zapped with different chemicals to turn it to the color that it should be anyway. Stuff traveling for days where it's essentially dead by the time it gets to you. If you're blessed enough to go to that local farmer's market, not only does it serve all of them, but it is just best, right? So it says, one of my personal favorite aspects of the culture here is the abundant amounts of fresh local foods. Trees are teeming with ripe exotic fruits, and local farm stands sell seasonal produce on nearly every corner. It's kind of funny out here in the high desert in California. They do have a lot of little fruit stands, right? They've got these frozen fruit stands. I think it's called like Coco Frutas or something. They've got ice and fresh cut up fruit, and they make drinks for people. And there's just a humble little umbrella with 112-degree heat. But those are around, and that's the closest we get to this, but it's very sweet. So exotic fruits and local farm stands sell seasonal produce on nearly every corner. Iced coconuts, pipas. Pipas are readily available and will quench any thirst. Typically, recipes using fresh, whole foods are passed down from generation to the next, and the food is prepared slowly with much intention and love. When it's time to eat, there aren't many distractions, and time to enjoy the meal is taken seriously. Multiple generations share the same dinner table. Guanacaste restaurants mirror the local culture in their cuisine options and unhurried ambiance. Oh my gosh, it's so hard for me. I've been in different countries. Like, I remember when I was in Taipei in Taiwan, and they were having a meal, and it was like 12 courses over 4.5 hours, and each thing was like so unique. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, hi, we're used to mowing our food in a very short period of time. Even the way the schools are set up, there's 35 minutes for recess, 20 is for recess, and 15 is to eat, which includes getting in line, getting the food, consuming it, and lining up. No wonder kids don't cherish food for what it is. Why? In and out, done and done. The body doesn't even know it consumed it. Okay. Like most things, quality of life should be valued more than mere quantity. Fortunately, a quality of life typically leads to a longer life. Here on Nicoya Peninsula, we have it all. You're welcome to join us. Slow down. Dive into the local culture. Enjoy the local produce and dishes. Take time to watch the sunsets. Let the pure Vida lifestyle become a part of you. Whether you join us for a vacation or longer, keep a bit of our special lifestyle with you. So interesting. This one's quite different than the others, right? I mean, not only is it casual in its presentation, but it doesn't have the wheel breaking down what the people consume. It doesn't really even talk about the food. I mean, sure, fresh, but it doesn't talk about like what percentage of fats and what percentage of anything. It just says chill. That is what I got from this. Chill, people. Calm down. Know that you're okay. So number 1 was slow down. Number 2 was find your tribe. Number 3, connect with Mother Nature. Number 4, eat local. And that's it. So interesting, right? If you've been following this, that one is quite different. All right, my friends, I will continue tomorrow. Like if you like, join us if you haven't. Subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, best of all, creating our own blue zone is possible, and therefore, we're blessed.